Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored by Dork Publishing. Visit them at dorkpublishing.com.
I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days. Our next guest, she's a radio personality and she's also the founder of Guarded Hope. Let's welcome Amanda Wynn. Hello there.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, beautiful.
So nice to see you.
Good to see you too. How have you been?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good. So, you've been a busy lady out here in our community.
Hey, there is no time to sit.
You know that's right.
There's too much going on in the city.
There's so much to
Too
do.
much, yes.
And you have been a community advocate for years. And I love that. And thank you for all that you do in our community.
It's the best thing in my life, besides my children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda, I always like to start off, I like to let our audience get to know a little bit about Amanda the person
Okay.
first before we jump into all those
Entertainment and
entertainment
stuff.
and all that community servant
Yeah.
stuff, okay? We want to know
Yeah.
who this pretty lady is first. Where are you originally from?
I'm from Lakeside, California, which is in San Diego County.
Okay,
Yeah. Been
okay,
here about 19, almost 20 years.
okay. And do you mind, what brought you to Arizona?
All of our family moved from California here, and then everybody moved back away, and then I just said, I'm not following you guys anymore, so I stayed.
I'm not following you. I'm going to stay here.
I got it. I'll get it from here.
I'm going to stay in his lovely heat.
Right.
I got so much family in California, and they get on the road, they start complaining. I'm like, okay, you haven't even gotten here yet, and you're complaining
Yeah,
already.
I loved growing up in California, but I would not ever move back. I love Arizona, northern Arizona even more. So yeah, I'll be here for a while.
Yeah, you know what? I'm that same way. I'm okay with visiting for a short while, but I'm ready to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to get back. So I'm going to start with the radio personality
Uh-huh.
because that's what I've known you for
Yeah.
in the community. Has been this big person in the radio industry.
Yeah.
How did you get started in that?
Actually, I fell into management as far as entertainment management, and I was doing a concert with Ice Cube about 15 years ago.
Okay.
And there was someone there that owned a independent radio station, and he was like, oh my God, you should do radio. And I was like, really, me? I would never have thought to do it in my life. And I started doing a show for him, and then he had some turbulence going on in his life, so I started taking over. Instead of doing one show a week, I was doing 5 shows a week.
Wow.
It built up to that, and then things didn't end the way we all had anticipated them to end, and I just I started working for Music and Mischief Radio. Shout out to Bobby Benson. And right after that, I decided I would not do radio again unless I owned the narrative.
Okay.
And that meant there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. This is 3% of what everybody sees.
Right.
You guys are doing an amazing job. You're
Thank you.
phenomenal.
Thank you.
The crew is everything.
Right.
And you have to be able to support that crew
That's true.
before you can support this, right? And so knowing that people were going to be sacrificing time away from their families to focus on a common goal, to build a radio station network, not just one station, a television network, something that would open up the city for us for nonprofit in order to create a platform to serve our purpose, and also open up a platform for people to come and be able to just really enjoy their gift and be able to walk in and say, I don't have to worry about the guys, the cameras, I can just come do my job and really, really do it well. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of time and patience, but building that was the best thing. We started here in Phoenix, My Radio Phoenix, then we started another station, My Radio Chicago, which is still going very well. Shout out to Shy Bliss. And now we have My Radio Chicago, My Radio Phoenix, SDR Uncut, and we're adding 3 more stations this year to the network, which will be in different locations. So it kind of, and also like doing artist management. Sometimes you just start doing the things that are necessity for you instead of paying somebody else to do them, because it's just easier to get it done when you need it to get done, like graphics design or printing.
So you were wearing a lot of hats.
Well, the first business was a printing company. We own Trinity Promotion Solutions. So we do all the printing in-house, all the design in-house, whether it's banners, flyers, whatever, merchandise, because I was managing. And, you know, as a manager, your artist has to have merchandise.
Sure.
They have to be able to have marketing. They have to have promotional items. Right. So that was a big reason why I started it. And so it's kind of like fed itself, right? Like the printing, the marketing, the entertainment, all of that fed back into promotions and management. And still being in the industry, when I work with independent artists, independent music, it's created us a lane to where we can do independent tours, send artists to different states through the radio station, so that we can break records essentially, right?
Right. Through all that, were you hosting also? Were you hosting shows also?
Yes, I was hosting shows. Well, okay, so we had 22 shows in Chicago, I think, at the time, and I was doing about 15 shows in Phoenix. We had 15 shows running. And then I did a show called Pillow Talk for probably 8 years or so.
I remember that, yes.
That was our big show on the network. And, you know, I'm just focused on a different direction right now, you know.
Radio seems to be a very male-dominated industry.
Yeah, so, entertainment.
Yes. So how was it? It seemed like it was really easy for you to step into that and be so successful. Relationships.
Yeah. I think that once you build the right relationships, you don't have any closed doors, right? And so it's always a yes, because I'm always a yes. I'm a guarantee. If you call me, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to figure it out. And if you have someone like that in your circle and they call you like, hey, I need an interview for so-and-so, it's like, yeah, no problem. Got you. No, you know, it's open doors for everyone, because the way you handle your business.
So that's a great key word to remember, is relationships. And you hear that.
And consistency. You have to be consistent. It doesn't matter
the industry.
No.
Doesn't matter the industry.
No.
That relationship is key.
Think about this. We had an artist a few years ago. His mother came in, wanted some help. I was actually at 101.1 back then. She wanted some help promoting his music. And, you know, being a woman in the industry, and she was a very beautiful woman in the industry, it was very hard for her to move because she didn't have all the relationships. So at every turn it was paying money, it was doing extra stuff just to open doors for her. And when she met me, she was like, oh my God, a woman. Thank God there's a woman. And there was no, like, she didn't have to pay for anything. It was just, if he's good, let's do it, you know? And then a few years later, I haven't really spoke to her a lot since. I'm at 98.3 at Power 98.3 right now on the Beat Locker show. And she recently, you know, we recently reconnected and we became partners on a organization together. And it had nothing to do with the music. It had everything to do with that relationship. Like when she felt that she had to give me money for an interview, I was like, no, we don't do that here. What do you need help with? Let me point you in the right direction. Let me make the phone calls for you, so the next time you go, it's not an issue, right? And because of that, she honored that friendship. She honored that help. And she was like, you're definitely the one I want to work with moving forward, bringing businesses together.
So you've been, you've been doing this for 19 years, you say?
I've been doing radio for 15.
For 15 years. Where do you see yourself in radio in the next 5 years?
Well, right now the Beat Locker show is on 98.3, 98.9. We just picked up some syndication, so we're doing that. Had a offer for a television show and some things like that. But to me, I stay in radio because we have to represent our community in media. And if you don't have someone that actually cares about representing the media, the community and media, then it won't be represented properly. It's going to be just skimmed over. Oh, here, this is okay, little story. No, we want in depth. You guys need to know what's going on where you live. You have to know how to serve your own community.
Right.
And in order to do that, you got to go outside.
That's true.
You have to see what's going on, and the goal right now is to help others and inspire others to serve in where they live. If you serve where you live, I don't got to come serve your community.
Right.
I can serve where I live. Right? So it's about training and teaching people their resources and how they can do that with Guarded Hope. Like, you don't have to pay for anything. Yeah. That's not what this is about. It's about, if you want to go serve your community, call me.
I just love that you're out there and you're doing it. And you've been doing it for over 15 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you got the receipts for it.
Yes, for sure.
So I'd like to ask this question, Amanda, because you know what? Again, we spoke about this being such a male-dominated field. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to those women that want to step into that role that you're in?
Stay focused on your purpose. If you're focused on your purpose, nothing else can divert you. Nothing else is going to, it doesn't matter how they feel. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter if men make passes at you, if they overlook you. It doesn't matter.
Right.
If you stand and be consistent and you focus on your purpose and let them know that I'm here for this. Right. I'm not here for any of the other side business. It's all about
your mindset.
How you enter the room,
right.
How you represent yourself,
right.
Will definitely matter in how you're treated in the industry, for sure.
Right. So we spoke a lot about community service. Mm-hmm. So you started an organization called Guarded Hope.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Guarded Hope and
my baby.
what it's all about.
So Guarded Hope is an organization that meets the immediate needs of the community. What that means is everything, right? It means I can touch everything, everyone at any time, and nobody can tell me no. It means if you have a family that's in need, they can call me tomorrow and we can find resources for them. It means feeding 1,000 people a week on the streets, creating food box programs within your own community, like setting up small pantries, like mobile pantries, like in your driveway, so that your neighbors can come and get food for free instead of having to go down to a shelter. Yeah. So because there's so much food, we waste more food in this country than anyone in the world.
That is true.
And it's just about meeting all of that extra stuff that's not being utilized. It's going to end up going to waste. We utilize that to serve the community.
Wow.
Whether it's building projects, helping people fix their houses, temporary housing, rehab programs. We have a program called Urban Arts Entrepreneur Academy. So we really touch base on everything. We have this is how we tie our entertainment industry into what we do is we have ambassadorship program. Okay. So we have artists all over the country that travel doing tours and they sign up to be an ambassador. Well, it's really me handpicking them. It's kind of, I see them move, I see how they move,
right.
I see really what they're about, if they're really interested in making change,
right.
Utilizing their platform.
Right. Because it's not for everybody.
Oh, no.
No.
And the thing is, I don't particularly want to work with artists that are not focused and have a focus in giving back. Like, what is the purpose of your platform?
Right.
If you have no desire to utilize that to make a change where you live or in anybody else's life,
right.
period. So they
don't want to work with you either because they're going to feel like they're being forced to do that.
Yeah, because you get some younger artists that are more focused on, like, they just want to focus on their career,
right.
and that's fine. They're in their grind mode. But
right.
once you have an artist that knows where they're going, that has their purpose already set, you can say, and it's not about just coming to serve with us, doing shows with us or any fundraisers and stuff like that. It's really about when they're out on the road. Shout out to Kelly Iris. Kelly Iris is an artist that's constantly on tour. We can call ahead once we get his show schedule and set him up to do service in the cities where he's touring, right. So that not only is he connecting with the cities that he's working with, it grows his fan base, it helps with the nonprofit, it helps right. bring awareness. He sets up in schools and he represents the nonprofit when he's there, and he's talking about the kids and education and the importance
right.
of understanding your purpose and your dreams. So it's really just depending. Like, we're really trying to make a difference in every possible way, and it's not about what my purpose is. It's about, what does Kathy want to do?
Right.
Okay, Kathy wants to do this. Let me help her. Let me push resources towards her so she can thrive in her purpose, as well as serving her platform so that she can sustain her family.
I love that.
Right.
I love that. Because, you know what, they may not want to go out and help the homeless. They may have another purpose.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, I love that.
And we have artists that will come to us and say, I really am focused on this. And my conversation is not, hey, I need you to come out and serve 100 people this week. It's, what are you passionate about? What do you feel led to do constantly? What is the thing that comes the easiest to do in service, right? Because we're all called to love and serve one another. It by no means we have to like one another, but it means that we have to be respectful in that purpose and say, if we have a common purpose, then we should come together and serve as one. And when you're in service with others, all of the walls of discrimination come down.
It comes down.
All
that
of it,
so
it does not matter. When you're out in, like, we go out in the street with emergency teams as well. So we're literally reviving people on the streets during the summer, whether it be for overdoses or dehydration or starvation. Like, we are out there really bringing people back to life, and you can't care what I look like when I'm doing that. Like,
so
that doesn't
do you guys
matter.
have trained medical?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And even my children, our staff that does the prepping, everyone is certified for food handlers, and although everybody's trained. And then we have myself, I have a nurse that's on our EMT team. So we have different people that go out depending on where we go. And it's just about setting up service where you live, creating curriculum programs in the charter schools. That we have a Growing Givers program where they pick up the curriculum, and the kids, it's just a website that they utilize through the school, and it teaches them every quarter a way to give back to their community, and we incorporate it into their studies in school.
So I know you brought some media.
Yes.
So let's take a look at what you brought today.
Start with the impact of our summer heat really being felt by those living on the streets. But one local group stepping up on this Sunday to help during these extreme conditions. ABC 15's Patrick Hayes shows us how and some of the challenges that this organization is facing.
Volunteers with the group Guarded Hope have been using their Sundays to give back to those in need.
We have had amazing donations this year to help us out. Ice Kings brought 107 bags of ice this morning, so that is taking care of everybody today.
Food, water. The group tries serving different areas, but with more people on the streets, keeping up has been tough.
Last year, we was able to fill up both those trucks and move through this whole neighborhood and take some to Maryville. This time, we're finished before we can even get to everybody.
You guys have been doing this for 9 years.
9 years.
Where does this rank in terms of how bad you've seen
It's the worst it's ever been, ever.
Last year, Maricopa County had more than 330 heat-related deaths. Volunteers hope their efforts can keep that number lower this year.
Now, just to give you guys an idea of how bad it is here in downtown Phoenix, the group has been out here less than an hour, and they've already gone through more than 40 cases of water.
We just want to help as much as we can. These people really need it.
KT Gibson tells me he knows what it's like to live on the streets. He says something as simple as a bottle of water can make a huge difference.
It means a lot to me to be able to get out here and do this for people, you know, because I wish somebody would come through and do this for me when I was in this situation.
In addition to water bottles, the group has also been handing out food and hygiene kits. They plan on doing this the entire summer. In Phoenix, Patrick Hayes, ABC 15, Arizona.
That's amazing.
I want to say thank you to Patrick Hayes. He's an amazing reporter, and he's overseas right now fighting with the troops. So we love you. Get home safe.
Thank you. Thank you. So that is amazing.
So since that has happened, they have since cleared all of downtown.
Yes.
The city got into some trouble and was
Yes.
sued, and they had to move everyone, which
Yes.
they moved 800 people. That is one of our biggest service areas, and people are like, so now what are you going to do?
There's still
I will
plenty
tell
to
you
do.
that homelessness is not going to end.
Right.
A lot of people choose to be homeless because it is too hard in the
And
in
they'll
the city
move.
right
They'll
now.
go somewhere else.
The city moved them temporarily.
Yeah.
They gave them temporary shelter.
Yeah.
But it was their job to clean up that area for the
Yeah.
business owners.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't mean that we don't get to serve. It means we have to go find them now. It means
Right.
that I can't go to one central location. I have to, go out and figure out where they're at. But that's okay, because this year we have about 7 teams. And everybody comes to our location, and like I said, they call ahead. Hey,
So were you guys a part of the helping in the move or anything?
No.
Or-
No.
Okay.
That's all city stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They won't even let us get involved.
I'm sure. You brought a water bottle.
Yes,
here.
my water. Icebreakers water. Yes, a sponsored water. Black-owned Arizona water company. So he's very much a part of
Wonderful.
what we do with Beat Locker, what we do with Guarded Hope. So, this is what we drink through.
Thank you. It
through
was
the
such a
year.
pleasure. Where can our audience find you?
You can find me at Miss Lovely AZ on all social media, belovelyaz.com or misslovelyaz.blogspot.com. You can find my blog, and I have a book coming out next spring. So we have a lot of stuff going on.
We got to get you back to talk about the book.
Yes.
It
Thank
was
you
such
so
a
much.
pleasure. Thank you. And thank you for joining us today here at Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored by Dork Publishing. Visit them at dorkpublishing.com.